For the last 8 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you hard-hitting, truthful broadcasts for the past 8 years. We've been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports leagues around the country, including St. Louis. Welcome to the fold. All the while, we have been continuing to be by the fans, for the fans, and with your help, we're ready to take the next step. When you go to our website, isportsradio.com, you'll see our Patreon link with 5 different tiers. The first one at just starting at $5 a month. This donation gets you shout outs on all 32 of our shows. Higher tiers include IE Sports Radio merchandise, access to our podcast university, and even a chance to be featured on a segment of our flagship shows at the defining moment. Thank you all for very much for continuing to make IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all its sports. I want to shout out to our 4 Patreon members: Barrier Rays, Marcus, Los Great, Key to the Gate, and Anonymous. Thank you for everyone for their support and make our 8-year special, and here's to many more years to come. Now on to the show. On tonight's show, we will discuss Anthony Davis' latest injury for the Lakers and what that means for the Lakers moving forward. Davis is playing at MVP type level, but the foot injury is going to set him back and the team back. What does the future hold for them? Plus, the Orlando Magic beat the Boston Celtics twice within 3 days, with Paolo back in the fold, and other teams in the East kind of having bad play. Can they make a run in the Eastern Conference? Plus, we'll discuss all the latest news in college basketball and the NBA and much more here on Fast Break Live on IE Sports Radio, your direct for all that sports, and you're welcome to join us. Join us as you shout tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Lots to talk about, lots to get into here.
Rough weekend of sports to balance out my Bucks losing, being up 17. Oh, my Magic are doing hella great things right now. They're actually playing very impressive right now, getting some big time key wins. So that kind of made me feel a little bit better, or had me, starting on a good, feeling pretty well heading into the weekend.
Yeah, this Alabama men's basketball team, they lost to Gonzaga. Gonzaga got that revenge on them from last year in Birmingham. Drew Timme played great. Brandon Miller, looks good, very good in the loss, and his draft stock continues to rise. But and shout out to Terry Rodriguez in the chat. Yeah, Auburn lost to USC. Just saw that as well. Yeah, Auburn really had played a lot of tough competition in non-conference play, and now you play against a very solid team in USC. Lose by 3. We'll see how that shakes out for Auburn going to SEC play here soon. But D-Lock, I think the big news this morning that came about was one pertaining to Anthony Davis. The Lakers are below 500, but have been playing pretty well here lately. I think Darvin Ham's got things figured out. He ain't playing this person or that person like he used to. You know, the guard play is kind of gotten a little better. Everything's kind of kosher. Russell Westbrook's doing fine off the bench. You know, you're not in a panic to make a move. But now Anthony Davis has gone out. The Lakers play the Wizards tonight. A Wizards team that has kind of been on a slump. And a Wizards team that Anthony Davis not too long ago had a great Sunday afternoon delight on. D-Lock, what does losing AD for the next 3 weeks mean for the Lakers and their push trying to at least get to like playoff contention?
Well, I think that it's going to play a huge part being the fact that Anthony Davis has been playing great for them recently. They've been in some tight games, and we're winning, have been winning, and losing a couple, but won some close games. I mean, that one against Boston, they went to overtime. That was a great game. I think if Anthony Davis doesn't miss those 2 free throws, I think that's a good chance. That's a win for them. The last game actually against Denver, they were down by I believe 15 or down by 20, and they ended up being up by 15 at some point in the game. So I think that they're starting to get things rolling. And I believe it started with that big game against Milwaukee. That's when we seen LeBron and Anthony Davis, have a great game together. And then after that, they had the Wizards, which you alluded to. Anthony Davis having 55 and 17 boards. So for me, I think that he's going to play a huge impact. Now, obviously, they still have LeBron James. I think they'll be fine. But tonight will be one of those close games. In the fact that I believe, Kyle Kuzma, Kristaps Porzingis, who's having a hell of a season himself, possibly Bradley Beal, but I believe he may not play. If so, there's going to be more scoring that the Wizards have. I think that they got some pieces on that team that can give the Lakers some problems. But all in all, I like how Russ is playing for them as well for the Lakers. But missing Anthony Davis, you're going to need LeBron James to step up. And if he can step up, I think this team will be fine. Obviously, it'll be on national television for everybody Christmas Day when they play against the Dallas Mavericks. It sucks the fact that Anthony Davis won't play that game, but I think that they should be able to find a way to weather the storm because now they start to get in the groove. And if Russ can continue to bring the energy that he's bringing, hopefully Thomas Bryant can hold up his own. I think the Lakers might be all right because now LeBron they still, like I said, still have LeBron James who still can give you 30 at any point. But now they're going to be in closer games. They're going to need Beverly to play a hell of a lot better. They're going to need Lonnie Walker to score a little bit more. And like I said, more importantly, Thomas Bryant is going to have to play a huge part as well. So, but that is a big loss for the Lakers for some weeks. But hopefully they can continue to be consistent even without him being on the court.
I think real quick for me, I think is this with his recent play and whatnot. I think it's just it sucks that how he gone out, with the foot injury and against Denver, against all teams, and you didn't know which way that's going to go against that Denver squad. And then credit for that, and credit for them, to kind of stay the course of things and play very well in the Denver game to kind of close them out. Thomas Bryant came out big, especially in that second half, and gave them good energy in minutes and scoring down low. So, like what Terry Rodriguez brought up, D-Lock, I think Bryant should probably get the start in front for AD and see how it goes. And then also like Damon Jones, he should probably be called upon as well with AD gone. So a lot of guys got to step up in my eyes. Brown, He's got to step up. I know he's kind of not been scoring as well here lately, but I think he's got to come off the bench, score very well. Russ, even though he's been playing pretty good, at times he kind of does too much. And with Davis out, they're going to need his, turnover ratio kind of minimized because you really don't need that, with your star player down for the count for a little while. But with the Wizards, in town tonight, I mean, it's hard to say you can't have no struggles, but I'm looking to see if Bradley Beal's playing tonight because he's been out for the past few games. I'm looking. Let's see. And by the way, D-Log, a lot of Wizards fans started calling out Bradley Beal. Just kind of winging it in a sense. Have you noticed that as well?
About Bradley Beal?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bradley Beal is kind of like going through the motion in a sense with him. But like I said, I think that what we're seeing with this Wizards team this year, we're seeing more of a Kyle Kuzma. Kristaps Porzingis is playing a hell of a lot better. We knew he could be this player when he's healthy. So I think now that he continues to stay healthy, I think that we're starting to see, him take that next level. But Bradley Beal kind of seemed like he's just going through the motion just a tad bit. I definitely noticed that.
Let's see. Wizards coach Wes Unseld Jr. said Bradley Beal will be a game time decision for the against the Lakers tonight. This is the same Bradley Beal that has not played since December 4th. And that's when the Lakers play the Wizards. So we'll see if Bradley Beal plays tonight. I get my words out correctly. But look at the standings for the Lakers. 12-6 right now. 12th place in the West. Ahead of them is Golden State at 14-16. Minnesota, who's going to be out with Karl-Anthony Towns. About the same timeline as Anthony Davis. Dallas, Luka's been in and out the lineup here lately. Utah, solid team, but they ain't going to scare you in a 7-game series. The Clippers, Kawhi's back. Paul George still in the lineup. They kind of make.
Now he can't do it all, but I think he'll step up. I think they're going to need those other players, like a Russell Westbrook, who still, don't forget was a top 75 player. You're going to need if they can get past the Wizards, I think they should be fine.
I think it should.
And they also have the Suns, I believe, that on Monday.
I think it should be fine for the Wizards. I'm trying to think here. Do you foresee the Lakers making a panic move because AD is out? If things kind of go bad, do they make a panic move to kind of fill that void, or do they kind of ride the wave until he gets back?
If it involves signing somebody, I don't think they trade anybody off of the roster right now. Especially the ones that's clicking right now. I don't think they do move a lot, but I do indeed see them trying to keep, what they have going. So get some games that they should be able to win.
Yeah, I think if they slide down LeBron down to the 4, have Thomas Bryant at the 5, and then have Brown back starting, Lonnie Walker, and then maybe have Dennis Schroeder starting. I think probably would give you best look. And Patrick Beverley been playing decent past couple games, but I mean, I think he's better for off the bench for right now. I think he gives you better off the bench. I think you should put Schroeder in that starting lineup, and then you put Westbrook and Beverly in that second unit. To go along with Damon Jones and Austin Reeves. And I think that probably like flush out your lineups better. Or you probably put Austin Reeves in starting lineup instead of Brown and go about it that way. So we'll see what happens with the Lakers. We'll keep an eye on tonight. Like again, I said, we don't know what Bradley Beal's going to play tonight. So we'll see, who plays for the Wizards tonight. And, real quick on them, as we talk about records and whatnot, they're 11-19 right now. About the same record as the Lakers. Your Orlando Magic, by the way, has beaten the Boston Celtics 2 times within 3 days. Can your Orlando Magic make a run with teams like Washington, Chicago, and Toronto, even Atlanta on the skids and stuff like that? Can your team, with Paolo back in the fold, D-Lock, the Magic, can they make a run and maybe possibly sneak into the playoffs?
Well, I definitely see this as an opportunity for them to get their name, in the hat. One reason why it is the Eastern Conference. Now, went to overtime and went about 5-5, and then they come back, have 2 tough games against Toronto, and found a way to get it done, both of those games. And now after that, you go against Atlanta with Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. But I've been noticing also, for those that see the over-unders in these games, a lot of times the Magic are they're like 10-point, like at 10, the odds have them losing by 10 points. Talking trash to the Boston Celtics on Twitter, all the good guys, especially after them beating them twice, back to back. So I think that they can make a run, especially in the East. You got some tough teams. We'll talk about the Lakers coming. Talk about the Lakers a few minutes ago. They got the Lakers the 27th, right after Christmas. So that'll be one of those teams. They actually got them at home. But the way they're clicking right now, man, Paolo is making a big difference right now. I think he's leading candidate for Rookie of the Year right now. So if he can make that, continue to help his team press forward. We have not seen Jonathan Isaac, so I believe, like I said, we talked about it before. He'd be on the move if it was me. But again, like I said, this team is gelling pretty well right now, especially fairly young. They continue this. They could try to get in that playoff spot and make some noise. That'd definitely be a shocker for a lot of people, and that'll tell you the big impact that Paolo has done in Orlando.
Let's see. I think and we talked this before we got on the air. I think if Paolo didn't go out with the injury, I think we could be talking about this team potentially being in the playoff bracket right now. I'm not saying top 6, but I'm saying from 7 to 10, they would be in that conversation right now. We talk about talent and stuff in sports and all that here in the show, not just basketball. Just today, the World Cup final concluded. Argentina versus France. And who did France and Argentina send out? The 2 main star players to solve the penalty kicks, the goal kicks, to set the tone, to trying to lead their team to victory. France trying to repeat. Argentina trying to win that first World Cup. Argentina pulls it out. We see in the NFL, like we talked about off the air, your team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, lost that center Ryan Jansen, and things kind of had snowballed from there. The Magic adding Paolo to the fold, and look at what the world of difference have he has brought to that team. This dude's so skilled, 6'10", could dribble, score at will, at ease. That's what you want in your star player, especially in today's modern NBA. This dude from day one has made a world difference for the Orlando Magic. And for them to beat the Boston Celtics 2 times within 3 days, you got to give them props. And yes, Boston fan, I know Jason Tatum was out with the injury. Yes, I know. But still, even with Tatum being out, you're talking about like a well-seasoned Boston team. Even without their head coach, things are still moving along. And this Orlando team has done their thing. And like I said, if he stays healthy, the sky's the limit for them. They're not winning the championship, his rookie year, but with the way some of these teams have kind of been looking, and the swords come about like who may be on the trade block and whatnot, and who might not stick around after this year with X team in the East. Hey, talking about next year, with more camaraderie with this Magic team. You're talking about like a potential top 16 in the East. What you think about that?
That'd definitely be nice. I mean, my thing is, I told you, I said it before. Like, I think we have a decent team that we've had them in the past, but it's about continuing to keep that team and move forward with them. A lot of times that means that you may have to extend guys or keep guys. Are we going to do that? That's what I believe that we need to do. So for me, I think it'll be a great thing here. That had me really excited. But we have to be able to, make that move. And I think that with the guys that we have, if we can continue to keep this team, it might be something to deal with for the future. And then on top of that, what that does is now you may be able to draw interest in other guys to possibly go to Orlando. But that's in the future. But I think, like I said, if we can get to uh, that opportunity, they can continue to win. Let Mosley stay around for a while, not just let him go because you feel like it's time to start over and get another coach. I think we'll be good for some time. Paulo seems like he's going to be the future. He is the future of this team. But that does mean get rid of some contracts that you may not need. Like right now, Paulo's playing so well. We talked about it. Like Jonathan Isaac might be a piece that you may have to move. And also, don't forget, we're doing all of this, and Wendell Carter has been out for some time.
Yeah.
So if Wendell Carter can get back into the fold, having him in rotation with Bobo, I think Mo Bamba is getting some of those minutes because Wendell Carter is out. Also, another person that's been playing pretty well, kind of shocking and surprising, is Mo Wagner. He's doing pretty decent himself. So for me, like I said, I think that we have the pieces. We just have to do something with them and continue to keep them as seasons go by. But that does mean that you have to pay these guys. So even though it is years down the road, Paulo time comes up, you need to make sure you extend him. So hopefully we can keep this group and be one of those teams to reckon with in the future.
And then, you mentioned the money part. It seemed like, with your team, the Orlando Magic, like they gave a contract extension to guys. It's like you've been in the bottom of the East for the past few years, but you keep on giving contract extensions to these guys that really haven't moved the needle for your team. Like Jonathan Isaac. I mean, you gave him a big contract extension. Now he's been hurt for the past couple years. But even when he's healthy, he never really moved the needle for y'all. Mobama, you brought him back on a pretty decent deal, and then you don't barely pay the man when you bring him back for all that $10 million, which I really don't get. And then signing Markel Fultz for a big deal. Yes, it's not like a breaking deal, but still, it's like, God, you give him $56 million to this dude, and he really hasn't showed that he could be that type of guy. So it just kind of makes you wonder, like, if Powell's gonna be that dude, and you need money freed up, but you keep on giving bad contracts to these guys, how are you gonna like advance up in the standings come next year or year two? Kind of be like the same boat like the Cleveland Cavaliers. Made the playoffs, felt like they one piece away to really contending. They swung for the fences for Donovan Mitchell, and now look where they at. Potentially getting Ricky Rubio back in the fold here down the line, and they're rolling right now with good trade pieces to get like Jared Allen, Caris LeVert, convincing Kevin Love to be a sixth man. They're up and rolling now. For the Magic, I just hope the brain trust in the front office don't cripple them financially, that they can make moves like the Cavaliers, to make moves, like New Orleans, that now you kind of see them reaping the benefits of it, of drafting, getting like a CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram. Now look where they at.
Exactly. I mean, we see it all the time. You see teams make all these huge moves for these players or these teams or these groups, and the thing about it is you have to stick to what you have. Now, I've said it in the past, like the Magic. I mean, it started way back when we had Shaq. I mean, Shaq had to be paid, and for whatever reason, we decided to not pay him. Then you get off Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway. So, this is something that is a trending thing, and it continue to happen throughout the franchise and throughout the years. So, can we break that cycle?
Yeah.
And that's going to be the difference. Because what happens is, you keep being in the lottery because hell, you keep making the same decisions over and over and over. These franchises that want to continue to win, they don't do that. Now, this may be off topic, but it also goes with signing the players. When you want to get these big name players out of free agency, what do they look for? They want to go somewhere where they can win and their stability in winning. One reason why we talk about Kevin Durant not going to the Knicks is because of how the front office do things in New York. LeBron has been a free agent a few times that he has been. He's trying to go somewhere where he can win. So anytime a big name free agent is big time player is a free agent, moving forward, we have to take the fact that hey, this is a person that can make a big difference. But what happens is we have to show that we're trying to win, not just now, but moving forward, and not temporarily like, okay, well, hell, 2 years to win in, and well, we not at the NBA Finals, so let's start over. No, that don't make no damn sense. So, these are the things that we need to continue to improve on. Once we show that, I think that, and we have the starting point now. I mean, like I said, you look at the games that we've won. You have recently December 9th, Toronto Raptors beat them. Then obviously, when you play these teams back to back, they're expecting to play better the following game. We played them 2 days later and beat them again. Same thing with Boston. At Boston, you beat them up by 8. They come back and bring a better game today, and you still win. So that tells you that we have a good group of guys. We just have to show that this is a young group that we're building with a core that we have. Don't let 2 years or 3 years go down the road and now we're hearing unhappiness or this person looking for somewhere else to go because the franchise is not willing to pay. That kind of stuff is not, it's not good. I've already got friends that are Laker players that are watching the Magic play and saying, "Look at the future Laker playing the blue and black." And I'm like, "Don't wish that upon us," because that's been the history that we brought. Is we get a good player and then we let them go to the West Coast. So let's try to change that trend. And hopefully, if they can do that, I think we'll be fine. But they have to continue to have that mindset of hell, we trying to win and we trying to keep everything moving forward. We could do that, would be great. But that also means that you got to pay some of these guys. You have to pay some of these guys that are changing the culture. So that means to trade a guy like a Jonathan Isaac who's making all this money but not making a big impact to pay another player that is making an impact, I'd say do that. So, like you said, the biggest question right now is Bol Bol. Bol Bol is making he's having a hell of a season right now. And we knew this years back. Remember, we talked about this last year. And I think the year before that, we were saying, well, hell, when is Bol Bol will get a chance? And now he's getting a chance, and now look what he's doing. So now that he's out here doing what he's doing, he's going to get paid somewhere. Now, this might be me being kind of biased because of what's been happening so far. I'd rather give the money that Jonathan Isaac got to Bol Bol because what he's doing. Because I haven't seen Jonathan Isaac. Right now, Jonathan Isaac is playing for the Lakeland Magic. For those that don't know that, he's down. He's not on the same level right now. So for me, these are the decisions that they have to make, and they have to make smart decisions, not making checker moves, but more so chess moves.
And not only that, for like Bobo, I think his offensive ceiling is higher than Jonathan Isaac's. Would you agree with that?
I definitely do. I mean, I think Bobo we've seen, especially looking at his highlights, he has that ceiling and he's showing it more now. I can't remember can you pronounce the guy that's obviously going number one in the draft right now? I can't pronounce his name.
Oh, is
God is like
Victor. Victor, let me try to pronounce it.
It's hard. It's definitely hard to pronounce.
Victor Wembanyama, if I got that correct.
So if you think about Victor Bobo is very similar to him. Very similar. With the height, with the handles. This is somebody that we've seen earlier, but didn't get too much of an opportunity to play. And now that we're seeing that, we're seeing what Bobo is doing. The dude is dribbling like he's 5'11". So right now, I think that Bobo has that higher ceiling, but now you have to make that decision. Now, granted, I understand being committed to some of the players that you draft, but this is a decision that you have to make. Look at. We mess around to make the playoffs, man. And Bobo has a huge impact on that. Why not pay this kid? So these are the decisions that have to be made. And if they can do that, I think we'll be fine. But that is the biggest question, Orlando, is how committed are they to winning moving forward for a long time? That's the biggest thing that we have to figure out. And once we have that commitment, I think we have something with the group that we have now.
Yeah, I just think Bobo. Well, now that he's kind of, I won't say finally healthy, but I think given a chance to, you see why, coming out of high school, he had a lot of potential, but things didn't go right in Oregon at his time. And, came out pretty early, went to a spot in Denver that you can argue maybe should have got more chance to, but the depth and stuff are there at the time kind of pushed that. But Now, he's on a team that's rebuilding, young, and probably give you a chance to shine. He's kind of really taking the bull by the horns and exceeded expectations. Now, kind of see how he's played now. His stock and money is going up by the daily. So much so, I know the Magic has a team option on him, D-Lock, but God, if you were his agent, you'd be pushing for the Magic to say, hey man, don't pick up his option, please. We're trying to get paid. Like, don't do that to us. We're trying to get paid.
Yeah, and like I said, these are the things that um, have to be decided, and making these key decisions tells it all. Tells you what your plans are, but don't forget they extended Aaron Gordon and then decided to trade him later.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the decisions. Don't forget we drafted Obama and had Boots already started. So these are the decisions that hurt you for the long haul, and we have to key in on those decisions. Once they can do that, I think we'll be fine. But these are the things that they have to. These smaller decisions. You lose coaches and players for those because of those type of decisions. So, like I said, you have a young guy in Paolo. You still got Markel Fultz under the fold, who's been he's in and out. He plays good one day and then he's a different player on a different day. Um, got Cole Anthony, who I think is still a hell of a piece. So you have some good guys, but now you need to find your group, stick with that group, and say, hey, this is our group we're going to roll with for the next 5 to 10 to 15 years, and let's build with this core. We want this coach to be the guy. Let's build with that and try to add in other pieces. Be committed to winning. That's basically what we need to do.
Yeah, I think, hopefully it'll be like that and continues to stay like that, for the Magic. Uh, Real quick, just going through scores right now, live as we on the air. The Nets, 124, 121. Brooklyn has been playing pretty well after all the Kyrie stuff that has happened, has put behind them. They've been playing very, very good ball right now. Above 500, 19 and 12 right now. Granted, Detroit, doesn't have Kate Cunningham for the rest of the year. And that's another person you got to keep an eye on that who may be a little bit injury prone right there. But anyways, Brooklyn, 124, 121 for Detroit. Kyrie Irving had 38 points. Kevin Durant, 43. Just those two guys in double figures. Well, Royce O'Neal as well. But that's enough to lead the charge past the Pistons there. Knicks, 109, 106. The Knicks have been kind of on a little on a run right now. 7th victory in a row. Jalen Brunson's been playing pretty decently. I think his assist number should be a little bit better. But, 25 14 for Randall, 24 for RJ Barrett. So your big three has, 20 plus points, for the Pacers. 23 for Buddy Hield, 23 for Neesmith, 15 for Mathurin off the bench. So the Knicks 7 in a row right now, looking pretty good. The Warriors get one back in the win column, beating the Raptors, who's 13-17. Jordan Poole 43 points with Steph Curry being out right now. Big game for him. 15 for off the bench for JaMychal Green. Good night for him off the bench. I want to bring up James Wiseman real quick. He's back from his D-League assignment. He only managed 2 minutes today against the Raptors. The Warriors have kind of struggled this year. Let's be real about that. They need a spark somewhere. I mean, I know the roads are eye-opening, but it's just feel like they kind of stagnant in a couple areas. And one of the areas is like down low for me. Yeah, Kevon Looney had 11 and 11. Nice. But I think you can get much more out of your down low presence since Draymond Green, he ain't going to provide that for you on a consistent basis. Do you think Steve Kerr is kind of hindering Wiseman's growth to really maximize this team? Or you think it's just like par on the course for his development?
To be honest with you, I think he's hindered a little bit. I mean, let's be honest, the game today against Toronto Raptors, who are loaded with bigs, you would think this is the game that we would see a lot of Wiseman. And we didn't see that too much of him, especially knowing that Steph Curry is out. Uh, and then you really didn't see anything from Jonathan Kuminga today as well. So, and I felt like this is one of those games where we were expecting to see, I was expecting to see Wiseman somewhere, but that didn't happen. So for me, I think that is playing a huge part, in what's going on with his growth. Now it's a big question to see what does that mean moving forward. Is this a player that they again like see themselves building with, or what is the plan? Because at the end of the day, knowing that you have somebody that could make a huge impact, and drafting them on overall, you were expecting this guy to be the one that would make that big of a difference on his team moving forward. Uh, Hell, we all remember seeing Steph there when they got that number one pick in the lottery. Then they went and basically got Wiseman. So for me, I think it's really hurting what they have now with him. And it's very interesting to see how this goes moving forward because I was expecting a hell of a lot more from Wiseman. We're barely seeing him get off the bench. The fact that Kevin Looney is grabbing so many minutes is still kind of a surprise to me over Wiseman. So hopefully we will see something. Now, granted, I do believe that Draymond time in Golden State it will be ending soon. So hopefully when that comes around, we will see more of Wiseman. But indeed now, it's very interesting to see that we do not see Wiseman getting any type of minutes at all.
I just look at the stat line today. I caught a little bit of the game, but Kuminga only had 5 minutes. Moody has 11 minutes. They started Dante DiVincenzo. In 33 minutes, he only mustered 5 points, 6 assists, and 4 fouls. Okay? We've seen Dante's been on a couple teams now since been drafted by Milwaukee. All right? Nice little ad. Maybe you get something out of him. But I always said, and we kind of talked about it with Cam Thomas in Brooklyn. We kind of seen these other veterans, we kind of seen their story. You drafted these young guys for a reason. In Kuminga, Wiseman, and Moody. If Steph Curry is out, you plug one of those rookies in. Point blank simple. Your veteran pieces ain't really doing a job this year. Let's be real about that. Let's be very, very, very real about that. So I think he's stunting James Wiseman's growth. If you don't really believe in a dude like that, or you kind of hesitant on drafting a dude, or not too sure, to trade the damn pick for a veteran that you kind of really want in the first place. I think I said at the time when they drafted Wiseman, okay, they got potential, if things work out. Along the other young kids that they develop well, to kind of really keep the machine going. Now I'm kind of not too sure about that. We talk about Klay Thompson. The rent may be coming up due here soon, and he's had his bright spots here and there, but it's just like they gotta make a decision on him as well. Green, I think he may be done after. I mean, like you alluded to, he may be gone after the season. Not because of his play and whatnot, but it's just his salary don't match his salary doesn't match his pay. And I know he probably wants that big money, but he's not gonna get it there. But Wiseman, I've been seeing this kid since high school, watching him play and stuff like that. I think he got loads of potential, especially in today's NBA. Kind of the way we've seen Anthony Davis and Giannis, been playing this year. That 7-foot big man that can dribble and stuff like that, float, play strong to the rim. He got a nice little jump shot. Why are you not taking advantage of that? I know he got more better offensive arsenal than Kevon Looney. I just know that. I know Kevon Looney plays tough and stuff like that, but that can only get you so far. I think I alluded to about like a month ago about the Plumlee brother in Charlotte. You got two young big men behind him. Why are we still playing this dude 30 plus minutes? And you're Charlotte and you're in rebuild mode and whatnot. Why are you still playing this dude 30 plus minutes and you can't see what you got behind those two other guys behind him? Why are we doing this? I really don't know. You know, look at the Raptors side of things. Van Fleet, 22 points. Flynn off the bench, 16. Fulcher, 11, 14 off the bench. He's very good at the bench. Siakam at 27, for the Raptors. But, I mean, I look at this Warriors team, it's like, come on, man. Y'all shooting yourselves in the foot.
That's exactly what I feel like, too. I mean, the fact that you got no one pick over there. And on top of that, when he gets the minutes, he does great work for them. Not could this be a situation where they have so many guys, they're failing to figure out their rotation. That could be one. But you got all these damn shooters. You need somebody to grab the boards when they miss them, and I think he could be that guy. Easy putbacks if you put him out there. But like you said, I feel like this is a situation where could we possibly see Golden State Warriors move on from James Wiseman because of how they're using him? I think that's a real possibility.
And then top of all that, before we get off the air, we talked about Anthony Davis earlier in the show and how he's been kicking ass. Have you seen some of the matchups that the Lakers have had, or this past season with Anthony Davis going crazy like he is? Like the team against the Wizards, perfect example. Kicking ass down low, boxing out, rebounding, using his long arms, just dominating down low. I don't think he has taken too many 3-point shots compared to last year. Because last year he kind of was taking a lot of 3-pointers like he shouldn't. This year, Darvin Ham said when he came into his introductory press conference, we're going to use AD more inside more and all that stuff. And look at the results that's been producing. And then like some of the lines they've been playing against, like Brooklyn a while back, when Claxton went out for the eye injury. Nobody else behind Brooklyn, no big behind there. Davis easily dominated down low. Now, like you mentioned, like Toronto, a big man heavy team. Okay? It may be a little tough to score inside. They got the Knicks here in a couple days. Again, a little big man heavy, Tom Thibodeau, expected. But then they got the Nets. Not big men heavy at all. The Grizzlies, well, big man heavy. The Hornets, Plumlee at starting center. Enough said. But you kind of get my point and my drift. Like, I mean, develop the kid, put him out there. Don't pull him out if he does something bad like Steve Kerr has a habit of doing, and let the chips fall where they may. If you don't think he that dude, sell high to somebody, get a veteran in that you want. But I'll let you have the last word on that.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like I said, you got this guy that's a difference maker. Go ahead and use him. Let him do the damage that he would do. But the thing is, it's just like, you have your main core guys, Steph, Clay, Jordan Poole, these other guys. You got Kevin Looney, he's playing pretty decent. Draymond, it's like they're still trying to find a lineup that fits him in. And clearly we feel like we know that. Hey, you put him in and let him play the center position, and you have your other guys come in and do what they do. But it has to be something that we don't know that's going on, to be honest with you. So for me, like I said, hopefully we'll get more information onto it. Maybe some stuff leaks out as far as how things are going there. But it just seems like they're on two different pages right now. For them to continue to send him down, it tells you that something is off. So hell, Anthony Lamb, he even get more minutes than Wiseman at this point. So hopefully that does change. He gets a chance to make a bigger impact on his team, but doesn't look too good right now, man. Not for the first number overall pick to me.
So we'll see how things go for Wiseman. I'm rooting for him. I'm a big man teacher in basketball. I love big men. And like I alluded to, like with Giannis, Anthony Davis, and others, I mean, big men still need in basketball. And yeah, the Warriors have one big with small ball, but you still need big men. I mean, big men will trump anything, just about. Unless, you got like a Michael Jordan. But you always going to need a big man to kind of sway things in your way in the game of basketball. Just my opinion. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been our show tonight. Thank you for tuning in with us. D-Lock, how can people find you on social media?
Yeah, find me at Black-813 on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know they can find you at, man, in the show's page.
Well, the way Elon Musk is rolling with Twitter right now, I guess it's the only safe place we can promote, everything else. You can find the show's page on Fastbreak IESR. That's Fastbreak IESR. Also, do follow me on Twitter at Spawn4288. That's Spawn4288. Also, I do another show on the side called The Crooks Process. Do follow me on there, Facebook, Instagram. I know I can't promote on Twitter because, Elon, free speech and all that stuff. But anyways, follow The Crooks Process on Instagram and Facebook. You'll see the post. You see the CP logo in the profile pic. I did drop our latest episode talking about John Robinson firing from the Titans and what kind of led up to his firing a couple weeks ago. Do follow IE Sports Radio on Twitter and do go to the website for all your latest shows, news and feeds. Show news and feed news. Like I said, Twitter, I don't know what's going to happen here, but do tune into IESportsRadio.com for all your latest news and information. So do keep up with that. But till then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk to y'all next week in the world of basketball. I know my Alabama team lost, but hey, if Auburn can lose, I'm happy as well. But till then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.